Hi everyone, it's Gail here, Gail Logan with the Ignite Show. Quite a bit later than normal, so I normally try and do these little broadcasts around about 5 o'clock UK time. It's now 20 to 7. My goodness, it has been a busy day today. However, I try and always do these shows on Mondays and Thursdays, so here I am pitching up, just giving you a little snippet of juicy goodness, tips, strategies, techniques, that kind of thing, directly into your feed. So today I was talking about this earlier actually in a live that I did in another, or in somebody's group actually, and I thought I would do something similar here tonight. So tonight I am talking about how to create goals to get you what you want. Now, the reason that I'm talking about that is partly because it's January, but more so because I have been hearing a lot from clients recently and people that are kind of in my world, in my group, that kind of thing, that motivation is just a little bit hard at the moment. It's difficult to kind of get going, difficult to make progress, too much going on, lots happening, people are struggling, and definitely a lot of, just seems to be a lot of lack of motivation. Seems to be a lack of motivation, not a lot of, a lack of motivation out there at the moment. So I have created a couple of things. I've created a worksheet, exciting, a free worksheet that you can download for free that will walk you through my step-by-step guide to creating goals that will get you what you most want and goals that you can stick to. So my worksheet, I've got a printed copy of it here actually, just here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's available now. So the link to get this for free is in the notes for this post. So if you have a look at the notes for this post, you'll be able to see it. I see a couple of people are on with me live right now. So if you're on live with me just now, please do say hello in the comments. Let me know if you're watching. I always like to know who is on with me live. So hello, welcome. Let me know who you are, where you are, what you're up to. And so this worksheet, so there's a worksheet, and I also have a new micro course. So the links for both of them are in this post. Go and check them out if that's of interest to you. But what I thought I would do tonight is just quickly take you through a couple of things. Oh, somebody's just created an account in my vault. So I wonder if that's somebody has just gone and checked this out while I was broadcasting live. Possibly, we'll see. I'm going to quickly run you through what is in this, right, so that you know what it's about, so you know what's in it. And then if you want to go and check it out and have a look at it yourself, you're very welcome to go and do that. So this is a step-by-step guide to creating goals that are going to get you what you want. And the one big thing with this is that if you find that you are struggling with motivation, struggling to get things done, you're always chopping and changing, procrastinating, heading over to the next shiny new thing, just not quite managing to get through the goals that you've got. My big thing, so the one thing that I think is probably missing for you is the emotional connection, right? The emotional connection is really, really important. So if you want goals that you can stick to, first of all, right? So we're towards the end of January. So I wonder how many of you have set New Year's resolutions for yourself, and before the tree is even put back in the loft or thrown out for the garbage, to be picked up, to be recycled, whatever kind of tree that you do at Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, you find that all those big plans that you had, all the resolutions that you made, all the things that you promised yourself you were going to get done, they just seem to start disappearing, don't you? And we're not even out of January yet. So we've still got 1 week of January to go, and I wonder if that's where you are now. So if that is the case and you want to get reinvigorated around your goals, then this worksheet will really help you. Plus, my micro course is going to really help you. So the micro course takes you through this in a lot more detail. And the benefit of the micro course is you get to submit questions to me, and you get to have a little one-to-one with me. So you get to have a little one-to-one turbo session, just you and me, one-to-one, chatting through the things that you're stuck on so that I can really help you to get set up for success. So the link for that is there as well. And I am running a masterclass on this stuff this week on Friday at 4 o'clock UK time. And if you purchase my micro course, it's only £27. If you purchase my micro course, you also get to attend my masterclass for free. What's not to love? And if you can't attend live, you will get a recording of that as well. So I'm going to run you through what is in here. So this is hot off the press. I just finished this today. I was talking about it in another live that I was doing in a group, and I had to keep referring to it because I was trying to remember what I'd actually put in it. So first step is vision. To create goals that are going to get you what you want, you need to first of all spend time really getting into the detail and imagining and being creative around what is it that you actually want. What matters most, what's really important to you, but imagining yourself at some point in the future, ideally, because the further out we look, the more able we are to imagine what might be possible, because when we think about things really near term, we just get caught up in obstacles and things that are going to get in our way, and it becomes a little bit difficult. Whereas if we imagine further out, so 5, 10, 15, 20 years maybe, depending on how old you are. I think for me, if I was imagining out 20 years, that probably, I've got a big birthday coming up this year. So for me to go 20 years, I'm having to scale back a bit. I'm having to kind of go, 5, 10 years. It's just my age. But anyway, so depending on where you are and what age you are, you might want to be thinking about, you definitely want to be thinking of, further into the future. You don't want to be thinking about next week, next month, next year, or this year. You want to be reaching a bit further, because when we do that, it helps us get out of our own way. It helps us avoid the obstacles that we immediately start seeing about why we couldn't possibly do something. What I want you to do with this exercise is really think about, actually, if I could do anything I wanted, if I knew I couldn't fail, if anything was possible, what is the picture, the vision of the future that I want for myself? What does that look like? And I want you to bring it into focus and create it in as much detail as possible so that you get really connected to that vision. So your first step is creating your vision. Second step is to get into the nitty-gritty of your values. So your values are the things that are uniquely intrinsic to you. They are what make you who you are. We often call them in coaching your lifeblood. So your values are the things that really make you who you are. And so there's a space in this worksheet for you to get into the detail of that. So to really think about what matters most to you, what lights you up, what has heart and meaning for you, what are those things? And I find it helpful to think about I have two things actually. One is, think of a time when you were doing something where everything felt great, everything felt just fine, everything felt amazing. Where were you? When was that? Who were you with? Who was around you? Just capture all that in detail and have a think about, why did that make you feel that way? Because you'll start to get into what your values are as a result of doing that. And equally, the flip of that is, when was the last time that you were really frustrated, really angry, really annoyed? What was behind that? What was causing that? Because when you understand what the cause of it was, it's usually because a value, something that's important to us, has been trampled on. Either we're doing the trampling or someone else is trampling on it. So really get into, what are your values? So that's step 2. Step 3 is the emotional connection. So that was the thing I was saying at the start. This is probably the one big thing that most people, when they're thinking about their goals, they're not really clear, what is the emotional connection with this goal, with this vision? How would it feel if it were a reality? So if you brought your vision to life, if you made it a reality, how would that make you feel? How would it make you feel on a score, on a scale of 0 to 10? 10 being, the best imaginable. If you could make this happen, how would you feel? How would it feel? And then once you've got into that, so then you start to just make this emotional connection, or you create an emotional connection to what it is that you most want and to your vision. And when you do that, when you're emotionally connected, you are going to be really inspired and motivated to go out there and take action, to move towards it and make it happen. It's probably the biggest thing that people don't have when they tell me that they're frustrated, they're not making progress, they've no motivation around their goal. The first place I would go is, well, let's get into, what is the goal and how do you feel about it? Because if the goal does not light you up, you are not going to be motivated to stay the course, to be resilient, to persevere and to keep going. You need something that's going to really propel you forward and draw you forward in an emotional way, and you want to be emotionally connected. So that's step 3, think about your emotion. Step 4, this is a little bit of a weird one, but it's really important and it really works. I want you to imagine that you can have a conversation with your future self. What would that be like? If you could imagine yourself in the future, having already achieved this vision, what would you ask yourself? What advice would your future self give you? What would your future self tell you about what you need to do to get to where they are now? Imagine having that conversation, and there's some little guiding questions for you to have with your future self in the worksheet as well. Then once you've done all that, you're going to have surfaced all of this information, right? So you need to take your time over doing this and spend, give it the time that it deserves. But when you've done it, you're going to have all of this stuff being surfaced that you can then use to really think about, right, okay, well, what could I do? What is within the realms of possibility? So step 5 is about brainstorming. And when we're brainstorming, we don't limit ourselves. Any idea is a good idea. Nothing is a silly idea. There's no stupid idea. Just, whatever you think of that you could potentially do to take you closer to your vision, it goes down on the sheet. Anything. Like nothing, you don't question it. You don't think, oh, maybe I shouldn't put that down. Just put it down. Whatever you come up with, you just put it down. That's what brainstorming is. There's no right or wrong answer. There's just whatever you can come up with and think of. And sometimes it can be helpful to brainstorm with someone else as well and get someone else's perspective. So then the next step, step 6 is all about committing to action. So this is where we start to hone things in, pull it in a bit, right? So in the brainstorming section, I'm suggesting, you think maybe about 12 months. So what could be possible in the next 12 months? When you commit to action in step 6, I want you to be thinking about the immediate future. So I want you to be thinking about the next 3 months, the next quarter. And when you look at all of the stuff that you did in your brainstorming, I want you to think about, right, if I could only do one thing, if I could only choose one thing out of all the things that I've put down in my brainstorming, what one thing would that be? You could only pick one, what would it be? Because by only allowing yourself to pick one thing, you will immediately start prioritizing. So if you could only do one, what would it be? That means the most important thing will automatically bubble up and surface to the top, because that will point you to, this is the thing that matters most. That's the thing that's most important. It's likely to be the thing that's going to have the most impact. And that's how you should be thinking about it. So if you could only do one thing, what's the thing that's going to have the most impact in getting you to your vision? And I want you to ask yourself that once, and you're going to find one thing. And so you're going to write down, there's a space for this in the worksheet, I will, boom, 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 whatever it is. But then you do that a few more times. So once you've done one, you write that down, and then you look at your brainstorming again. You say, right, okay, what's my next thing? If I could only pick one out of everything that's still on the page, what would it be? And that becomes your number 2. So you're creating I will statements, because when we create I will statements, it moves us into being committed. It's not I could, I might, maybe's I, maybe's no. It's I will. Because I will is loaded with commitment, and that's what we want. We want to get you committed to action. So you have a space then to go through all your I will statements, create your I will statements, and then you take that information, and only then, so you have to do all of this work first, right? Because this is what it takes to get goals that really resonate and really excite, really thrill you, that are really going to pull you forward and take you closer to making the vision a reality. So then you have the opportunity to go through your goals and really detail them out. I give you a format for doing SMART goals. My SMART goals are different than what you've normally heard of, because I include, so my R and T in SMART, so specific, measurable, accountable, resonant for R, and then the T is for thrilling, right? So it's not relevant, not time bound. I think by being specific, right at the very beginning, you should include, by when in your specific. But my R and T are resonant and thrilling, because I want you to create goals that really resonate, that light you up, that excite you, that make you kind of full of anticipation and almost nervous excitement about, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is what I'm going after. This is what I'm going to do. This is my goal, and I'm working on it and I'm making progress towards it. And it's all going to take me towards my vision. So you write down what you're, so there's space to do however many goals you want, no more than 6. I recommend 3 to 5 goals. There's a space for 6, definitely no more than that. And so you identify your goal, but then you then articulate, how is this goal specific, measurable, accountable, resonant, and thrilling? Because when you do that, you will then have goals that will light you up, and they're going to make you come alive, and you are going to want to keep working towards them, making progress and achieving them. And that's it. So that is my step-by-step guide to creating goals that are going to get you what you want. So that was my quick overview of it. The worksheet is available now. It's free. You can go and download it from the link that I've included here. And if you want to go deeper and get into more detail on this, the micro course is £27. With that micro course, you get also to submit questions to me. So if anything that you want to ask me about going through this stuff, anything you're stuck on, anything you're not sure about, you can submit questions to me. And you also get a little 15-minute turbo session, turbo one-to-one with me, where we go through anything that you're stuck on, anything that you want to ask me, anything that you're not sure about, anything that you need help on. I will be there to do that for you. So that is available now, £27. And if you are watching this the week of the 25th of January 2021, then there is also a masterclass that I'm running on Friday, this coming Friday at 4 o'clock UK time. And if you purchase my micro course, only £27, if you purchase it this week, then you get to come to that masterclass for free. So I'm going to be going through all this stuff in a lot more detail. I'm going to be answering questions live, and I'm going to be helping you get set up for success. So that's it today. That's the Ignite show. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got any comments. Let me know if you have any questions. #replay if you're watching this on replay. And I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.